Alrighty, race fans, welcome to another edition of Track Review. In this installment, we're going to be looking at the Tyco A-Team Action Racing Set. Came with U-turn cars, as it says on the box. U-turn cars that race and chase and jump. This is a set that I've been after for a little while, simply because it's A-Team. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, it's just, don't you love it when a plan comes together? I mean, you can hear those mini 14s going off, and you know they're shooting up the world, but nobody gets hurt. Everybody lives to tell another day. So anyway, we'll open this up and shake it out and see what we got. Yeah, it was a great program. I mean, they had some really good characters, a lot of good action fantasy on that. All right, so got this set off of eBay. It said it was relatively complete, and this is what we have. And I do believe that that's indeed the case. It was relatively complete. A couple of cars here, I have not opened them, run them. The cop car is missing one light bulb up on top, but they are indeed the original U-turn cars. It appears that we have all of the track pieces in this set. The spin-out borders, turn borders. There's actually a couple of extra controllers in that. But this is exactly the way I got it, and I'll have to unbox it here and unwrap the pieces and buff up the rails because some of them look like they need a little help. So we'll do all that and eventually get this thing set up and run it around. Alright, we've got the track set up. I had to do a lot of cleaning on it. It had been, track's old, so it was quite dirty. A lot of grime on everything, but cleaned up pretty good. And as we pointed out, there was, I think, a lot of additional track pieces in the set. I didn't have to use all those. In fact, I probably added a few more pieces to the set than probably what's originally called for. I had to work on the cars a little bit. They were, you know, they had a lot of miles on them, but they did work. The police car in particular was running slow. I put some comm drops on it, and speed picked up real good. Put some different tires on the back. The original ones were dry rotted. I added probably a stick or two of track up in here to lengthen this out, and I added a piece right in here. And it really helps when the cars come around to have a little bit of momentum when they come over these jumps. But for the most part, it seems like it works pretty good, and reasonably impressed. So we'll get into running this here in just a second and showing you what this thing can do. Alright, so let's run a few laps and see what we got. I have to take a sticker and put it on top of the van because a black body on a black track about can't see it very well. One thing I did notice about the van is it tends to just skittle out of the slot because it's so top heavy. Try the other way. It does the jump pretty fair. This is definitely one set you almost need two people for a good demonstration. One of the things I noticed on these U-turns is that they're very picky on the tires that they need in order to run good. This particular set, when I got the cars, the tires were pretty well dry rotted, so I had to get something else out of the box. And initially they were kind of sticky, but I think as they get dirty, they actually work better for the U-turn application. And the police car does a better U-turn than the van because it's not as top heavy. The van just tends to want to fall out of the slot because it's just top heavy. So the cars could stand to be tuned a little better for the set, but it generally does work pretty good. I think they give you enough, the track components. Alright, see if we can get the van working again here. See, you can see where the police car, when it came in this port, it would tend to want to come around. The van just tends to roll out of the slot because it's top heavy. And I don't know if there's anything that can be done to correct that problem. It has to be driven very, very carefully in order to So anyway, there we go. The A-Team set. I think probably when it was brand new, I would think maybe it worked pretty good. The set went together very well. It's an older Tyco track. All the pieces were here. It wasn't very frustrating at all in terms of getting it stuck together. The cars, although they were old, they were relatively complete. And the van, though being kind of top heavy, doesn't really want to do a U-turn as good as I would like. Perhaps if we had some different tires or something on there, different selection that may be more slippery, it might be a better U-turn vehicle. The police car, after we got it tuned up, seems to do pretty well on that. So there you go, Tyco A-Team. Thanks for joining us.